I can probably follow up with a less flashy and spectacular Calcs demo. Um, so we've been doing like a little bit more pivot refinement. I can't remember last week if I showed that we were now doing pivot offsets when you click on these instead of static pivot values, but we were at a pivot offset now. And also, you can get the static reference if you command click on it. We'll write you the static pivot reference. So there's sort of like a little bit of a power user ability there. But then originally we had a 2-argument pivot offset, which was the field and then your column offset. I was trying to simplify offsets a little bit because they get kind of confusing because they accept like 5 arguments. And instead we just made them either 3 arguments or 5. So now like they have this, the reference, the row offset, the column offset, number of columns and rows are all valid arguments. So you could like, and to be clear, this functionality has been in the product for like, I think like over a year. Steven demoed this forever ago. But if I did like a width here of 2 and an offset of nothing, then it would allow me to like sum over both pivots. So, I mean, I think this one might not be working because of its position, obviously, but this one would be correct. So this probably makes more sense.
No, that's
outside of,
you could also just subtract, like if you're gonna do that, just subtract backwards a couple and make it essentially extra columns, and then it'll work.
oh yeah, that's probably true too. But
Yep.
but this is the concept, is that like I can do that. Yeah, like so if we wanted to do like percent of total in line here, yeah. So you're saying like do like a, I'll put like a 4 here and
Yep.
then like a can't remember, it's row offset, so like
Yeah.
-2 here, something like that, and that
I don't
should
think you want row.
cover.
I think you want column.
Oops,
Yeah. So go 0, -2. There
there
you
we
go.
go. Oop, if I don't hit enter, so now I should have the same in both here. Yeah, and so
Yep.
then if we wanted to do like b1 over, then that should be percent of total, something like that. Yeah. I guess if I did it as a percent. Anyway, so unlocked a bunch of power there that was, sort of already in the product because Steven made this complicated pivot offset thing a long time ago, but now it's available to end users a lot easier.
This is awesome. And like people have already found moving the stuff inside and outside pivots. This is where we've like, no one else does this stuff. So I know it seems kind of crazy, but like we have a calculation language that is both obeying Excel and is also a superset in terms of like the pivot handling and moving things inside and outside a pivot table. So like this is just super magical.
I think some of this calculation stuff that's like really complicated could be good for the data advocate role type person that you have coming on time. Like, because if a lot of people probably just don't expect this level of support in the tools, so if we can show them more advanced stuff to try and like guide the audience, I don't know. It's just because obviously people are building really advanced stuff here, whereas like I don't know about it until I get to these calls. And Colin, obviously you're on it. But if you could like try push the needle on expectations for what you can do in Omni, I think that would like be a really strong like technical thing to publish.
Yeah, that is a lot of what I'm thinking for this role, and actually just made a couple notes on a few of these to do like nice videos for LinkedIn for next week, and especially like the new calculations. So definitely